สวัสดีครับ Hello
Hi.
Yotam Silberstein right spell
Yeah, I think so.
โอเคนี่คือคุณโยแทมนะครับก็เป็นมือต้ารุ่นใหม่จะเรียกว่าเป็นคนที่บุกเบิกซาวด์ใหม่ๆ You such a great guitar player and you have the new sound for the jazz guitar
Oh,
in
thank
this
you.
world วันนี้นะครับผมอยู่ที่งาน TIJC นะครับ 2025 นะครับเดี๋ยวเราจะมาคุยกัน Okay let's start Okay everyone in Thailand want to know about you as I know you start to play guitar maybe 10 years old right why you choose to play guitar
I always joke and say that I didn't choose; it chose me. You know, the guitar chose me. I really don't know, but from a very young age, I always remember really wanting to play guitar. It's just, finally, I was able to convince my parents to do it, and I got an old guitar that my grandmother had.
Okay back in those days
Yeah.
which kind of music what kind of music that you start
Well, growing up in Israel, it was mostly Israeli music that I grew up with, and I also really liked. Later on, I liked rock, you know, and I liked Queen was a band that I really liked. Some later on, Guns N' Roses and Metallica, but that was a little later.
same as me
Good, yeah.
Okay and why you turn to jazz
Yeah, I was always curious, really curious about music, and you know, like to find new types of music and new bands. And then I had a great teacher that kind of told me, you should check out jazz, you know, and listen to some stuff. And then I started to really get into it and follow it. And then I had another teacher that really got me deep into it. So
at your time how about you develop your skill and technique for the guitar
yeah, I practice a lot. I spent a lot of hours. Yeah, I also listened to a lot of records, listened to a lot of music, and always trying to play and copy from the masters and copy from
that's quite a lot
a lot. Yeah.
which solo or artist at the moment that you love very much for the jazz music
Which solo?
yeah which solo
Right now, I've been working
West
on.
Montgomery
I've been working on Bud Powell transcriptions.
Bud Powell.
Yeah, I'm really into. I love Bud Powell so much, so I've been transcribing his music a lot.
you got into the bebop style
I love it. Yeah.
as we know you go to the school for jazz maybe 15 right
Yeah, not school for jazz, school for arts, and
okay,
I was in a kind of a music. It was because we also studied classical music, which was really nice for me, but also jazz.
when we start to play the rock music and jazz music is so different style different articulation
Yeah,
like, please tell me about the first time that you start to play jazz music
Yeah.
Especially accent right 2/4 is so different the 1/3
To me, the something that made it easy for me was that I was really into blues. I always liked blues, and I think that's kind of the connection between jazz and rock and other styles is the blues. If you have the blues element, you can really understand a lot about jazz. But to me, the way to really get to know jazz was just to listen to a lot of recordings and a lot of CDs that I had at the time, you know, and just so like the artists like Wes Montgomery, you said, and like Kenny Burrell and Grant Green, those people that have a lot of blues in their playing, you know.
those artists is so like a old school jazz style is so different from your playing style now
Yeah.
right I'm talking about the style that you develop it from your first and second album for your first album Arrival and Next Page it seemed like a bebop style in old school jazz what is your concept behind those albums
Well, there was just like that's where I was at those days. I mean, and that's the music that I loved so much. So that was natural, you know. And I still love it, but I also love many other styles of music. So maybe what I play now is more of a mixture of everything, you know.
yeah and after that for the third album everything changed totally
Really? Huh.
Right.
Yeah, it's if you say it's hard for me to judge from outside, you know. So, but yeah, I guess my goal as a musician is to always develop, you know, not to stay the same. So that's good.
What about your concept and what are you thinking about is for the Village album because it's your articulation, your tone, your style to play, your improvisation so different.
Really? Wow. I really don't know.
especially composition.
Oh, by the way, I had 2 albums in between.
Yeah.
There was an album called Resonance that I did, and an album called Brazil. So I had those 2. Yeah, I have no idea. I mean, it's hard for me to answer that question. To me, albums in general is just a way to document where I am at the moment, you know.
What's the album that you listen to at the moment?
This morning, I listened to Bud Powell and Errol Garner and I like John Coltrane very much.
When you start to compose the song in the Village album, you still listen to the Bud Powell and
I always listen to that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, but I also I listen. I'm a big student of the music, you know, so I listen to many things all at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah.
2019 Future Memory.
Yeah.
Is still change. Everything.
Yeah.
Your sound seem like a ECM style.
Interesting.
Very cool album. The sound very beautiful.
More produced. Yeah. I think also in that album I started to around that time I got very heavy into South American music.
Okay.
So a lot of Brazilian and Argentinian influence and some other stuff.
So I love your harmony in this album very much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Very beautiful.
Thank you so much.
I'm not sure how to spell En Jardin.
En el Jardín. It's in Spanish.
Yeah.
En el Jardín, yeah.
So it seems like you play like a duo.
Yeah, Carlos Aguirre.
Yeah. Carlos Aguirre.
Yeah.
Right. There is a lot of the tango style, classical style.
Yeah. He's an amazing musician, composer, and multi-instrumentalist. And
for this album, you use the nylon string.
Yeah.
How you record for this album because your guitar sounds so beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, just a microphone, you know.
Only one.
Yeah.
Which kind of microphone?
I think it's the one I always record with AKG 414.
Really?
Yeah.
AKG? Wow.
Yeah. I like. Actually, that's something that I've been doing. I've been recording a lot of nylon string at home, so I think I'm getting pretty good.
Which brand of nylon string?
So the nylon string that I have is made in Israel by Eitan Bartal. He's a great luthier and a great friend of mine, and we kind of designed this nylon string together. And I think it's my favorite guitar that I have. It's like I play it the most.
As we know, the nylon string is so hard to play when we record because there is a lot of noise.
Sure. But I don't know. I make it happen somehow.
For the next
Universals, yeah.
So you have the Latin style, Brazilian style.
Yeah.
I love the vibe of this album.
Thank you.
The sound, it seems like the sound from your playing is like get into advanced every step that you recording or you compose the songs.
Yeah. Also, all the music was composed during the lockdown, the COVID, and then it's just like.
It's about your improvisation in the song Dada. I'm not sure how you count about that.
It's 5. It's in 5/4.
5/4. Yeah.
No, actually, it's 5/8.
Oh, 5/8. Okay. It's like you will play lay back.
Yeah. So it's actually 5 against 4. It's called it's like a big 5 against 2, I guess.
Yeah. Love your playing very much in this.
Oh, thank you very much.
When I listen to this song, I feel
that's good. Yeah.
For the next song, it's too sharp too.
Yeah.
I love your rhythmic.
That's also in 5/8, by the way. It's based on a Venezuelan rhythm.
It's so amazing. Rhythmic.
Yeah, it's almost like an etude because it's hard to play.
And for the next, I love it so much too. Shafta 3/4.
Oh yeah, thank you. That's a song that I wrote for my grandmother.
Okay.
When she passed away.
The first time I listened to this song, I feel, wow, it seems like a Luisa from Jobim.
Yeah,
right?
I'm sure that's a big influence on me. Yeah,
it's really beautiful sound.
Thank you. Yeah, I love Jobim. One of my favorites.
And Luisa, I love this song very much too.
You know that it was written for a soap opera, for a telenovela in Brazil. Yeah.
The last test album. standard.
Standards, yeah.
So amazing.
Thank you.
Amazing. Everything about arrangement, about playing, about
Thank you.
recording. For this album, why you choose John Petrucci, Billy Hart, and Josh Coleman to play together?
Well, I wanted to do like a very authentic jazz album, and those are the best guys that I know, and I've been playing with John a lot, and also with Billy. I've known him for many years, and with George also. I played in his band for quite a few times, and the opportunity came, and we did it. Yeah.
Please tell me about your arrangement for the song in this album. So you have to compromise with playing with John, with Billy Hart, George Coleman.
Yeah, I mean those when I prepared for this album, I started to look for tunes that I really love and some standards that are.
This is the American song.
Yeah, and also ones that are not played so much, And even Stella by Starlight that we do, we did it a little different, So
amazing because you play in the Brazilian style.
Yeah.
Very beautiful. How come the idea for Stella by Starlight? So because it's very cool, very
sounds like a Brazilian song. Yeah, because of those harmonies, they're like very, very something very Brazilian about it to me.
What is the most important thing that you learn from playing with a lot of the master like John Petrucci, Billy Hart, George Coleman, Lon Carter, James Wood?
Yeah, a lot of them. I was very lucky, man. I gotta say, I was extremely lucky to be playing with so many masters of this music. Some of the names that you mentioned and also others, and just taking music very, very seriously, and also try to be a nice person, and to keep moving, keep even when you working and you have gigs and people come to your shows, it doesn't mean anything. You still want to go further and keep developing and keep improving.
What is the first important that you care very much when you play with them?
What I care just to play good, I guess, right? I mean, to
you feel I'm so excited.
I feel very, very thankful and very honored to play with these kind of musicians.
How did you prepare yourself before play with them?
So I mean, my whole life is one big preparation. I practice every day, and I work really hard. So there's nothing special that I need to do. Just what I do every day.
For every day that you practice, what's it your practice things?
Most of what I practice now is either I work on my own music, I compose, I record at home, I sing also, and I'm doing things that are related to my music, to producing and to work on it. But with guitar, I'm mostly concentrated on solos that I'm copying and transcribing. I still do.
I saw you in your IG. You still transcribe
every day. And I'm also still working on repertoire. Some things. This morning I was just playing, trying to play the bass. And just to play the bass on top and play the melodies, like the left hand of piano, just like some concepts, every time I would take something.
You sing every day?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't practice exercises or things like that.
If you want to play or practice the new repertoire, like a standard jazz, like a new songs, what is your process?
The process depends on if it's a song with words, I would listen to a great singer and learn the lyrics and see how they phrase it, and then learn the harmony really well. And then I would play the bass and the melody together, and then I would do some exercises that I have around that. I recently opened a Patreon page for people to learn from me, which is great, and I do a whole course on how to learn tunes and how to play solo guitar, so really cool things.
So because there is a lot of the student for jazz guitar or jazz music, there is no. They are
very confused. Yeah.
This is the hard melody, hard rhythm, chord progression. There is a lot.
Definitely, yeah. It's neat. Come study with me, and I will make it simple for you.
If someone want to learn with you, how should they do?
It's patreon.com/yotam. It's very easy. Yeah, patreon.com/yotam. And it's like a growing community of people, and it's like we learn from each other, and it's really cool.
What was the turning point that you bring the folk music Israel music?
I think it was always there, but now I'm trying to do it even more, you know?
I want to know which was the first song you incorporate this style in your composition?
In my composition, wow, I don't know. Probably all of them. Probably it was just, you know, because it's such a big part of my. So there's probably something from it, you know, in all of the music that I write.
Which standard jazz song you love very much, and why?
I really like all of them, but like for example, Body and Soul, you know. We were just talking about Body and Soul.
There is a lot of chord.
It's a lot of chord, but it's also so beautiful and it's so well written, you know. And it's so, I probably played it like more than 1,000 of times, you know. But I never get tired of it.
When you want to play the song that there is a lot of chord, how did you deal with the chord progression? Because something we miss something.
Yeah, sometimes you don't have to play all the chords. Like for example, you can play giant steps and or countdown, and not to play every chord, but like find common tones, you know, and find a way to not play every chord and just.
The new student jazz guitar, they always confuse. I lose the way about the chord.
Because they don't know the melody.
Okay.
Yeah, they have to know the melody.
How do you have the way to control the dynamic, rhythmic?
Yeah, oh, that's a good question. I think what I do a lot is I play very soft. I pick and also I play. With the years, I've leaned towards playing with a very light tension, very very low tension, and I play very very soft, you know. So when you play very soft, you can control the dynamic a lot more. At least I can. So that's something that I've been doing and like really paying attention to it, you know, listen and play slow. I think I also practice slow. When you practice slow, you can control things a lot better.
When the new jazz student want to improvise or play the solo, they always play like a scale up and down. It's not a jazz line. It's not a jazz language or bebop line.
Yeah, that's not a good way, I find. I mean, I think it's better. I mean, again, this is something that I'm working with my students, but I'm more interested in playing the song and playing around the melody of the song and trying to play melodic. Otherwise, every solo that you're going to play is just going to be the same. It's all going.
I'm always hear you play the melody in your all the times.
Yeah, my thing is to try to play around the melody and get further from it and then come close to it, you know, like the tension and release. That's something that I like
it's something
to do.
Like you have the melody in your head all the time.
Yes. I think all my favorite players that I listen to, they always do that, like Lester Young and Louis Armstrong and Bill Evans and Keith Jarrett and Sonny Rollins. They always do that. Always play around the melody. I always hear the melody.
Maybe on a Monday, you talk about the melody.
Yeah.
Too.
Oh, yeah. When you came, always talk about melody. Yeah.
Another thing that's very great playing from about the comping. One clip that I have some chance to watch. You play with Peter Berson.
Oh yeah.
Yes. I love your comping very much. It
thank you.
Like you play like Peter and you.
Yeah.
You seem like one solid.
Wow, thank you. Yeah, I mean he's one of the great players and he's a great friend of mine. And
so as we know, Peter he's a great player about the comping.
Yeah, definitely amazing. Again, it's all about. And if you ask Peter, he would tell you also that it's all about rhythm, how to play rhythmic, you know, and groove. That's the key to playing together.
Could you give me some advice about comping?
Yeah, I mean it's hard to hear.
Okay.
So instead of like some people like that, right? Like the. So I think Peter was like.
Yeah. There is of.
Like be very very rhythmic. It's almost like if you're playing with drums, you know what I mean? And like that's why it really helps the person that you're playing with.
Please tell me about your gear.
My gear, yeah. So
you use a lot of guitar.
I am lucky to have many guitars and I like all of them. So this is my travel guitar. I love to travel with this guitar because it helps me with the flights, you know, and it's also a great instrument. This is Jaletel guitar from Slovenia. Yeah, Lukas Jaletel.
Is it a custom made?
Custom made from Slovenia, but we kind of made this into a model. So a lot of people, you can see this guitar. A lot of people.
What about the spec of this guitar?
This is 11-inch, I think. Headless. He built the. This is Ken Armstrong pickup, and I also have a beautiful Westville guitar, like you said, from Masaki Nishimura from Tokyo, and I have Benedetto, beautiful Benedetto, and I have Bill Coleman's guitar that I love, and Yamaoka-san. From Japan, and I have a Gibson. I have too many guitars, and I like to use some reverb and some compressor and some EQ sometimes, and I love a good tube amp, you know, like right now I'm using deluxe reverb, but I actually have a Headstrong amp that I just bought, so I'm waiting for it. I'm very excited.
So you have the stump box for the boost?
I have, I have use the Line 6, and I also use Quad Cortex. That's the one I brought with me.
Really? You use Quad Cortex?
Yeah.
How do you feel about digital?
I love it, yeah.
Okay.
I use it mostly for reverb and compressor, and most of the reverb is digital anyway. So
Pat Metheny, he used the camper.
Yeah, it's all the same. I mean,
This is the turning point about the playing guitar in this world, about the sound turn from the analog to digital world.
Yeah, I think it's okay. It's natural, you know.
Like you says about you change guitar a lot.
Yeah.
How do you feel when you change guitar? The tone change, the frequency?
You adjust. You adjust. It's kind of a fun game to play. Like, how can you still play your own music and to be yourself? Doesn't matter on which guitar. You know what I mean?
And another guitar that you use Strat.
Yeah. Sorry, I forgot. I also have
the sound so amazing.
Yeah, it's not really a Strat. It's a guitar played by my friend Pablo Valle from Chile, and it's a beautiful thing. It kind of looks like a Strat, but it has a short scale, and it has like two humbuckers, Lolar humbuckers, and that's the one I recorded standard. And it's nobody believes that it's not a shot. It sounds like a hollow body.
Please give me about the 3 jazz guitar instructor book.
So I'll tell you honestly, I never learned from books.
Okay.
Everything that I'm kind of against books.
Okay.
Sorry, because I think this music is not about books. It's not academic music. I think it's mostly about listening to the records and listening to the masters and learning the tradition from the recording.
Which album that you have some chance to listen and change your life forever?
Wow, so many. One of them that I love is Bud Powell Quartet with Sonny Stitt, and I also love John Coltrane. Coltrane sound, Sonny Rollins, saxophone Colossus, and Kenny Dorham, Quiet Kenny, Hank Mobley, Soul Station, Wes Montgomery, everything, you know.
Yotam.
No.
Okay, the last one.
Yeah.
What is the most important thing that guitar player or musician should pay attention but they are not?
Listen, it's all about listening.
Okay, thank you so much, Yotam. ขอบคุณมาก
ขอบคุณครับ
ขอบคุณครับและนี่คือบทสัมภาษณ์จากคุณโยธามนะครับกีตาร์ไทยต้องขอบพระคุณงาน TIJC นะครับที่ให้โอกาสกีตาร์ไทยได้สัมภาษณ์สุดยอดมือกีตาร์เช่นนี้นะครับเทปนี้ผมกับคุณโยธามลาไปก่อนนะครับแล้วพบกันใหม่เทปหน้านะครับเทปนี้สวัสดีครับ